We are now looking at the ground floor of the central building. If you want to see, for example, which rooms are occupied by tenants during a given time interval, we can choose to query the program by selecting a layer combination from the pop-up menu. CAFM then displays the rooms using color coding to differentiate between tenants. A legend is supplied in the window to define the tenants. Before we can query the program about our tenants, we must first define our tenants' companies by inputting all the related data in the database, including contact information and what business their services fall under. To set the rental time interval, we can interact with the database using two methods, either by entering numbers in the input boxes or by adjusting the values graphically. Let's see how this works using the graphic input method. We select a room from the building hierarchy, then go to the Lease Periods tab page. Here we can click on the calendar graph and drag to indicate the appropriate rental period. We can also enter this information manually in the input boxes below. We can attach special charges to each building that we maintain. At the top of the Building Rates and Charges dialog, we select the building, and then below we can enter the rental rate and the time interval to which the rate applies. We can also keep track of utility charges such as electricity, heating, water and gas, as well as costs related to cleaning, maintenance, and security. Let's return to the tenant management window. We need to create a contract for each of our tenants. The agreed upon terms of the lease can be set here on the main Parameters tab page. We can also set the rental charge and include all related terms on the Rental tab page. And here on the Rented Rooms tab page, we can find a list of rented rooms with the associated information such as room number, volume, and percentage rented. There are 4 different types of costs we can track, and the related information can be entered in the appropriate tabs pages of the tenant management window. The operating expenses are calculated by area, utility charges can be divided among tenants, the Invoices tab page tracks separate invoices like telephone charges, and recurring charges such as parking can be recorded on the Cyclical Expenses tab page. We have already seen all the relevant tenant information, including the graphical representation of the rented rooms. So now let's take a look at one example of the tenant reports. The first report will show us the rented area on a given day. We can use the filtering options in the Report Selection dialog to see a preview generated from the database. CAFM supports all standard Windows file formats like Excel, Word, or HTML. We can now adjust the options again for the detailed rental costs to create a report for a list of all relevant charges and costs in a given time period.